Okay, so I have a lot of ICT, SMC traders that follow me. A lot of you found my content useful, and I'm very pleased with that. I'm very happy that you do. But I'm going to pinpoint like this is a very big issue in the ICT SMC community. And the thing is, if like a lot of you guys would fix this one thing, if you would focus on this one thing, like you'd be absolute monsters. Let me make this very clear. You would be absolute beast, absolute monsters if you do this one thing I'm going to give you in this video right here. Okay? Because ICT, like my opinion, has the best, because I've been trading for a long time. I've been trading since 2014. Okay. And I've looked at a lot of different type of trading content, and without a doubt, I can say from my experience, he has the best tools in the business. Nobody has better in regards to technical analysis and being able to read a chart, the markets, being able to understand price. Nobody has better information than ICT. I can say that with absolute certainty. Okay. Nobody doesn't even come remotely close. There's no competition. He has the best stuff in the business. Okay. And anybody who says, yeah, I know, I understand other people have their, and a lot of the people, a lot of the critics who bash ICT concepts, what I've realized is a lot of those individuals, they haven't really looked into the content. They don't like the individual. They may not like ICT's personality. They might say he's too out there, I guess you could say. But or they may not like the community. They might not like the ICT community. But what I've seen with a lot of people that bash ICT concept is not really the concept. It's an emotional. A lot of the people don't like the person. They don't like the individual. They don't like the community. And it's not really the concepts, because a lot of these people, if you go and look at it, they never really looked into the concepts. They never really studied the concepts, back tested the concepts. They never really delved deep into it. It's always a very emotional argument of not liking the person. So automatically he's a fraud because I don't like him. That's what I've seen with a lot of the critics. Again, I mean, not to get too sidetracked on this video because that's really not what it's about. But I just want to start off the video by saying that I have a lot of respect for ICT and what he's done. He has given a complete, like, nothing better in regards to technical analysis. So I just want to state that very clear from the beginning of the video, because there is one critique that I would have with his teachings. And it's just something that I don't personally agree with. And I think if this one thing, a lot of the traders within this community, if they were to correct this one thing, like your success would explode. Like you would start to find the consistency if you fix this one thing, because a lot of you guys, you read charts like no one's business. Like a lot of people within the SMC community, they run circles around most people in regards to being able to read price. Okay. But the thing is, reading price is just one part of the equation. And I see that because not very many people in the SMC community focus on psychology and how to get their psychology to that point. So, and I'm going to give you solutions in this video because that's what it's kind of centered around, is psychology in this video. And a lot of you guys say you want to see more vids on me or more vids about psychology. So I'm going to give you a little taste. I'm going to give you a little taste in this video and how you can go about doing that. Okay. Because it's the missing link for a lot of you. If you would correct your psychology, a lot of you would you'd be monsters. You'd be absolute fucking monsters, absolute beasts. Because if you combined your ability to read charts, which is important, because if it wasn't important, I wouldn't make all these videos on models, technical analysis. Like most of the stuff on my YouTube channel is chart reading stuff, and I keep my Twitter mainly for psychology. So I kind of separate the two. But if it wasn't important, then I wouldn't make videos on it. It is important, but it's just one part of the equation. You can't forget the psychology side of things, which it's the most important part of trading, or that and risk management. Risk management probably takes the cake, but psychology is a very, very close second. Okay. And anybody that downplays psychology and that say it's not important, I know you don't have a lot of experience. Okay, you don't have a lot of experience in the marketplace if you say psychology is not important. And some of you like that are new to the channel, a lot of you that are familiar with me, you kind of know my story and who I am. But a lot of you that are familiar with the channel is like, well, who's this guy? Well, I started trading in 2014. I turned a 2K account, 2000 USD account, into what's now a $1 million trading account, which I consistently withdraw from. At this point, I've kind of stopped growing it, and I kept it at that point because it's just a size that fits me and what I like. So that's why I have, and I say that, some people, when I talk about how much money I've made, how successful I am, how I'm a multimillionaire, people think I'm bragging, and I'm not. I'm not bragging. It just gives me authority to speak on this subject. Otherwise, you're like, who the fuck's this guy? Okay, so I have that, I've shown it, all that. So that's why I can speak on this subject, right? You know, I'm not just sitting on here talking. I'm not just sitting on here talking shit and giving my opinion. I've been there, I've done it, and I know what works. I know what it takes to be a successful trader, and now I'm giving that knowledge to you because it's just a huge problem that I see. And like when I say this, and I'm not shitting on you. I'm not shitting on people in the SMC community on when I say like this is a huge issue I see with a lot of you guys. I'm trying to help you because I want to see you be the best trader that you can be. Okay. And I know for a fact, if a lot of you have this missing thing right here, like you're on a different level at that point. You're in a completely different sphere at that point. If you can master this one thing, which is your psychology. And again, I'm going to give you solutions in this video. I'm going to give you a solution in this video about how to go about doing that. Okay. But you can't just focus on reading charts. That can't be the only thing you do. So when it comes to like mastering your psychology, there's different ways about how to go about doing that, which I've given my mentees, like I've taught. There's several different ways to go about doing that. But there's one thing that does the heavy lifting, and that's going to be data collection. Okay. How do you go about data collection? That's with back testing, that's with forward testing. And also for those of you that aren't aware, I have made a video on back testing on my channel. So you're more than welcome. Just type in my channel, how to back test. You'll see the video on it. That's like a very simple way. It doesn't cost you any money to go about back testing. Now I understand some of you may not be able to use the platform that I used in that video, that I displayed in that video on how to back test. And also, just to make it easier, I'll leave a link to that video in the video description of this video, so you can watch it. But there's so many different back testing platforms. So what I used in that video was Thinkorswim. That's something that you can use to back test. They have an on-demand feature that you can use. You can go back and look at old data from years and years and years ago. That's what I've used to back test. And it's 100% free. It doesn't cost you a dime. But I understand some countries aren't going to be able to use it. If you're a US citizen, you'll be able to use it. But I know a lot of you that follow me aren't US citizens. So what do you have as another option in regards to back testing and data collection? Well, also, I'm not affiliated with these. So I want to make that very clear. I don't have an affiliate link. I'm not getting paid by them to say this, but Forex Replay, I've heard very good things about. Okay. So Forex Replay, I know, many traders that use them, and they are extremely, extremely pleased. That's what a lot of people use, and they absolutely love Forex Replay. It's very cheap. I don't think it costs much money at all. So that's another recommendation. So you have Thinkorswim. If you can't use Thinkorswim, depending on your country, well then check out Forex Replay. Okay. And one of those you should be all right to use. So in regards to back testing, boom, there you go. That's how you can do it. Now, let's just say one of those should work for you, but let's just say you're still having troubles. You don't got a back testing platform or something to use for back testing. What do you do then? Well, you have another option, and that's going to be forward testing. So how do you go about forward testing? Well, forward testing is very simple. You can do that. You could do it through just Discord manually, but what I recommend for forward testing is just open up a free Google Excel sheet and track it like that. Okay. And you like trade by trade, you're just going to input that data for your strategy. You're going to track R made, R loss, total gain, all that type of stuff, right? Max drawdown. And you're going to track that into Google Excel, and you're going to track all that data. It takes longer. Forward testing definitely takes longer to do, but it achieves the same goal as back testing. You get the data, and that's what's important here. And that's what's going to help you with your psychology. So there's other tips, again, I can give you, but this will do a lot of the heavy lifting, and it's going to be that data collection. Okay. And how does that go about helping you though? Because let's dig a little bit deeper. You might be saying, okay, that's cool, data collection. We've all heard back testing and the importance of it, but why though? Let's dig a little bit deeper, because everybody says back test, forward test, but nobody really goes into why though, right? Well, I've said it so many times before, data gives you confidence. Okay. If you have confidence without the data, well, you're delusional. Put simply, you're delusional. So, and the reason is because like data, it's like right there in front of you. It's not something that's in your head. Like you can literally see over the course of, you can look at this data and you can see over the course of 50 to 100 trades, if I was to execute my edge consistently, disciplined, doing this over the course of 50 to 100 trades, if I was to stay the course and just execute, I would be profitable. Like, you have that in front of you. You have that data right in front of your face that's telling you that. It's not in your head. You're not thinking, oh, this looks good, let me take this. Because that's what a lot of you are doing. Your ability to read a chart is just amazing. You're sharp at it. You can read it like no one's business, right? But you don't have that data, and that's that missing link for a lot of you guys. Okay, I understand it's not fun. I don't like tracking data. A lot of people don't like tracking data. I find it boring as shit. I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, I find it so fun. I don't. I think it's pretty boring. But guess what? I'm okay with a little bit of boring. I'm okay with a little bit of boring data collection if it's going to make me a better trader, if it's going to improve my, my financial situation. Okay, I think that's a good trade-off. A little bit of boring for that. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that any day. It's very important because it helps you develop that long-term perspective. Without it, you're not going to develop that long-term perspective. You don't have that data in front of you that's telling you, if you could just stay the course, if you could just stay disciplined, and you do that over a large series of trades, you're going to come out profitable. You have it in front of you. You have it in that Excel sheet. You have it in that back testing, and it just lets you know, keep executing and you'll be all right. That's what it lets you know. Without it, you don't have that reassurance. You don't really know. It's uncertain, and that fucks with your psychology. It fucks with your psychology. And if you say it doesn't, again, you're delusional. You don't understand like how significant it is. And a lot of people that struggle with, developing that long-term perspective, I know you haven't collected data or you haven't collected enough data. And it's a missing link for a lot of you. Okay. Because here's the deal. And here's the reality. And here's what a lot of people within the SMC ICT community struggle with. The next trade in front of you is random. And I know a lot of you hate that word, random. But it is. The next trade in front of you is random. You don't know if it's going to be a win or a loss. You don't know. Nobody knows if the next trade is going to be a win or a loss. That's the uncertainty component. Now, the randomness is just in the short term, though. That's the key thing. Here's the key takeaway here. The randomness is just in the short-term results. In the long term, it's not. Really play that back and listen to it again. It's in the short-term results that are random. The long-term, it is not. And that is where that long-term perspective, that's where that next 50 to 100 trades comes into play. That's where that data collection comes into play. It's developing that perspective. It's being able to understand that over the long term, I will win. You don't need to fuck the short term. Who gives a fuck about the short term? The long term is where your edge is displayed. Just like the casino. I love mentioning the casino because it's just a great analogy to use. The casino, they're going to have gamblers that are going to come in. They're going to win hands. They're going to lose some hands in there. But guess what? You know what the casino understands? Over the long term, their edge is set in place. They're going to come out on top long term. So they're not going to, just because somebody who comes in and wins a hand, they're not going to lose their shit. They're not going to start to rethink things. They're not going to go back on YouTube and look for another model, a new holy grail. Keep chasing shiny objects. No, they're going to give it time to play out. They're going to execute their edge. They're going to continue to execute over a large series of hands, and they're going to come out on top. You as a trader need to behave the same exact way. The same exact way. It's the same exact mindset. And a lot of you don't got that because you're too fixated. You're too fixated on the fucking trade in front of you, and because of your ego. So let's dig a little bit deeper now. It's because of your ego. That's why you do that. Okay? A lot of you, let's keep it real. A lot of you in this community, not really just in this community, the SMC community, it's really just in trading in general, people in general, have huge egos. You can't take fucking L's. And that's, guess what? As a trader, you're a professional loss taker. You're a professional loser. Hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. You're a professional loser. And you got to be able to become a professional loser to become a long-term winner. That's the key. That long-term winner has that long-term perspective. He understands what I was telling you earlier, that the real results are shown over the course of the next 50 to 100 trades, not the trade that's in front of you. It's just the one within many. It's random. And I know I might get some hate for this video when I say like it's random and all that crap, but I give this message out of a place of love. It's out of a place of love. I want to see you succeed. Because when I see these individuals, like your ability to read a chart, you know all these concepts, you're very knowledgeable, and that's awesome. It's incredible. And I know if you had that missing link, which is psychology, and you put a little bit more focus on that, and as well as managing risk, you'd be absolutely a monster. Like those dreams, those goals you have for yourself, that financial freedom, getting funded, Like, it's not that far away if you would just focus on this one thing a little bit more. Okay. If you would focus on that, you'd be on another level, but you neglect it. And then you wonder why you fail to find consistency. You wonder why you're so emotional. You wonder why you can't execute consistently. And it's because you're missing this missing link in that psychology. Okay. Because the ability to read a chart, being able to read a chart does not make you a good trader. It just means you can read a chart. It just means you're a chartist. Like, a chartist and a trader are two different things. You can be a crappy chartist and you can be an excellent trader. Okay. Of course, you should strive to be both. And if you're an SMC, ICT, you're learning under him, then you probably got the chart reading down pat. If you've been with him for a while now and you really took his education seriously, you could probably read a chart like no one's business, the best out there, right? So it's that psychology point of things. It's that psychology thing that you got to master. You do that, you're golden at that point. So I would like to see a little bit more ICT, SMC, people within that community focusing a little bit more on psychology, because it is so important. People need to talk about it more and not just drawing up a chart, because without the psychology, you're still doomed. You're still doomed. So master that, master your psychology, and you'll become a monster. And also another thing, I'm gonna leave a link to my free Discord. Okay, no sales pitch. It's a free Discord in the comments section. Okay. I'll leave it in the video description, but I'll also leave it in the comments section to make it a little bit easier to find. And it's a free Discord that you can join. I got educational material in there. I also post my charts in there every single morning that the market is open, that you can learn from, that you can capitalize on with myself. There's tons of amazing traders in there. Also tons of other ICT traders in there that you can connect with, like really high advanced traders in there that you can learn from. It doesn't cost you a dime to join. You just click that link, boom, you're in. It's that simple. It's that easy, right? So if you want to join that, it'll be in the comments section. I'll post it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you later.